All right, guys, welcome to another production breakdown. This one is for the song We Look for More. Now, when I was producing this song, and you could probably see it if you were following like my Instagram stories about it, I was having a hard time figuring out how to approach it because the original demo was like a super stripped back, just guitar voice, obviously, because like that's how I demo the songs. And it worked really well. And I was like, okay, well, this is going to be like a guitar voice kind of ballady type song. But the problem was it got kind of boring after the first minute. Like this was the original demo. Me and my dope hat.
Did you ever wonder why the lights didn't look so pretty in the past? But in the moment when I built to notice.
And like it's cool and nice. I quite liked the song, but once I'd written the second verse and the second chorus and we'd gone into that section of the song, I was just like, it really just doesn't hold enough energy. So I kind of went back to the drawing board, but I started with the original idea. I played it a little higher on the neck of the guitar so that to leave more space for other instruments to come in, but this is pretty close to the original guitar sound. But I wanted to test whether I could throw some percussion in there. And I found these stomps and I kind of put them to like almost like a dance hall rhythm. And I put a really like repetitive slap delay on them. So it really just filled up the groove. And we play that with just some really basic guitar parts. Literally like one note. Boom, boom, boom. And we put those two together. That's pretty much the whole song. That's the backbone of the track. And I wanted to fill the percussion out with a couple extra like little noises to like keep things interesting and have it like on the left and right of your audio field. So I added in like a block and hats and some bongos and boops and things like that. So it ended up sounding like this. And that's it. Like the drums don't change a huge amount. I add some more like shakers in towards the end and snare once it gets going. So it ends up sounding just a little bit more. But I tried to keep it really basic and add things like as the song went along, so it slowly got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the next thing that I approached was, let's have a look at the vocals. Because the next big thing in the production for me, so I kind of got those two parts down and I had a version of the lead vocals going.
I'm trying to turn these thoughts into a flower.
And it was cool, but I wanted a little something extra to like really as like an earworm or something to like kind of drag you into the song. And one of my favorite parts of this song from the original demo was this little scat part that I had done. And I thought, why don't I try and play around with that, see if I can come up with something cool? And what I did, so let's have a look at this. I'll take off all the processing that I did. If we take off the time adjustments, unwarp it, and put it down an octave. So this is the original sample. And then if we put it up an octave, which speeds the song up. So I put it up an octave, but I didn't hold the original song speed. I was like, that's kind of cool. But it sounds super harsh. So I changed it a little bit, adjusted the time just a little bit so that it worked closer if I add in the tiny little adjustments here. Slowed it down just a little bit so it fit in with the tempo of the song. And that ended up being the vocal sample. And I was like, all right, sick. I love that. It sounds like something I haven't heard before. It's almost like a Middle Eastern type thing. I was like, that's what we need. That's what this song needs. So when it comes in, we've got the percussion, we've got the guitars going.
And I have wished for winds.
It just lifts the song up to the next level. And later on in the song, I've got like a pitched down version of it. I don't know why I did that. And once I had those three elements, like the basic guitar part, the percussion loops, and that vocal sample, I was like, okay, the song's pretty much done. The next thing I added was, let's have a look at the bass, because I'm pretty sure that's the next thing that I did. Now the bass and the kick drum they start off pretty much exactly the same. The kick drum is quite high. I pitched it up a little bit to leave space for the sub bass. And I made the bass with Wavetable. I love using Wavetable. It's one of the Ableton plugins for creating my basses. I saturated it, which is basically just like an overdrive. I like to have it on this thing called Soft Sign. It seems to do the trick. So you can hear it, hear that like crunch on the top of the bass. And as the song gets going, I started to like increase the intensity of the bass and the kick drum. So here it's kind of going. There's that double bass, and then like once we're towards the end, this is my favorite part of the bass. It goes. This little run, I was just like, as soon as it came out, love it. I'm tooting my own horn a bit, but that part gets me every time. So we've got the vocals, we've got the bass, we've got the percussion, we've got the guitars. The next thing, how did I go with harmonies on this song? Just some simple, like tasteful on the one lines.
And all these petals keep on falling to the sound of growing old.
This harmonies are really low in the mix there. Another thing I did on this song was there's a lot of the lead vocal, it pitched up the octave to give it a bit of shine. If you listen, here is my favorite part of that. So this is the lead.
And I pretend that it's not you that I'm looking for.
And this line is in the background going. And I don't know if you notice it, but it adds like this little shine on the vocal, which I thought was a pretty cool technique that I'd seen someone else use, so I wanted to give it a go. And finally, I think my favorite part of the song, and I think it's true of a few people that have talked to me about it. There's a section, and it talks about and these petals keep on falling to the sound of growing old. And I found this little it's like fluttering noises, and I thought I could use that to almost like signify the petals falling. So during that section, we've got this like the guitar really opens up. I've got this plug-in on it that makes it sound kind of like an old warped vinyl, and the pedals going in the background, and then with the vocals in this part.
Petals keep on falling to the sound of growing old, and I'm so scared.
And that, for me, was just like a little icing on top of the whole song, just like that little break where you can kind of breathe, and then there's a couple of swells and impacts in the effects, but that's pretty much it. It's a very stripped back song, but it bumps pretty hard towards the end. And shout out to Don Sahand who did the mixing and the mastering on this one. I think he got it spot on, just like punchy, but like plenty of space for the vocals. So that's this song. If you have any other questions about any other songs or this songs, if I missed anything, ask in the comments, ask on my Instagram, send me a message, and yeah, I'll probably do another one for the next one. All right, guys, big kiss. Say hi to your family and friends for me. Much love. All right, bye.